we have some juicy news that we cannot wait till Monday to talk about this.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we are creating backlog right now. We need content. we need bandwidth, so we're creating content. So we got some backlog for the publishing.
I think the topic is more urgent than just the backlog. I think this is something that we need to talk about today.
That is true. The topic is absolutely amazing.
Following our last episode of the 4 guaranteed types of content that you can use, we're following our model. So here it is. You ready?
Yes. I just wanted to share a lesson on batching. Sometimes it's important to batch your content so you get more bandwidth. All right, let's go.
That is correct. All right.
Wait, before we go, should we do a long or short intro?
Dude, I'm going to do the intro that we have. I love the intro that we have. Here we go.
We've got some
hey, it's Luis.
And this is his brother, Luis.
Welcome to the Content is Profit podcast.
And here you're going to get the insight, accountability, and drive to create consistently and increase revenue.
You hear from top entrepreneurs, creators, and anything and everything you need to know about content. All this while having a great time.
The goal of this podcast is simple: entertain, educate, and turn your content into profit. Let's go. I'm just gonna say people are going to think that we are recording in different locations because you're lagging, bro. And we're in the same place, but you're lagging.
I was actually thinking about what happened in the intro last time. I'm like, should I do the white space again? And then I started laughing, and then you looked at me, and then I cracked.
If you listened to a previous episode, if you haven't listened actually to a previous episode, go back and listen to the intro and then listen to the full episode. But on the intro, my brother literally blanks for a second.
Why are you telling them what happened? They're not going to go listen now.
No, because they need to know.
No.
They need to know.
Go listen to this episode because it's amazing. Stop.
It's a great episode. Lots of value. But today we have an incredible topic as well. What is it about? Because you brought this one up.
Yes, I brought this one up. This was a piece of information that we're actually discussing on a family dinner the other day. I was like, this is interesting. And then I got it on my inbox today. It's like from marketing agency to $1.2 billion exit. How this person was able to land this with the marketing and content.
And just so you know, I want to hear guesses. Who do you think this person is? He was the former People's sexiest man alive. And we're not talking about the BIZBROS. No. Unfortunately, we're talking about somebody else. So let us know before you keep listening to the episode. Who do you think this person is?
We'll give you a chance as we plug in our social media channels and the podcast. Go ahead, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and follow the show in your favorite podcasting platform. Hit that bell, download those episodes, and let us know what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to listen to at BIZBROS.
That is right. And if today's episode helped you move one step closer towards your goal, please don't forget to share this episode and leave us 5-star review. And of course, don't forget to go to contentisprofit.com if you want to level up your content game and join the Content is Profit family on Facebook. Just so you know, you don't have to remember all this. You can scroll down and there's links to every single thing. Just tap them, join, and be part of the family.
Bro, that's not the intro we talked about.
I know,
you
but
went long.
As I was saying it, I was like, there's a lot of things to do, so we're gonna make it easy. It's in the description. Just go down there.
That's right. Guys, this person that we're talking about acquired at a 25% stake this company called Mint Mobile. If you're a user of Mint Mobile, let us know. Have the experience been good or bad, or what is it? But what happened is like a prepaid, what's Mint? Okay, a prepaid phone plan company that uses T-Mobile's wireless network, right? And earlier this week, T-Mobile announced plans to buy Mint at a $3.35 billion deal. So
$1.35 billion deal. You said 3.35. Oh. You added $2 billion in there like it was nothing.
Easy peasy. $1.35 billion deal. Still, so much money. So T-Mobile CEO Mike Sievert touted the benefits of Mint's marketing formula, which largely centers about this person who also appeared with Sievert in a video announcing the acquisition. So I think by now you should know who this person is, but...
Drum roll. Who's the person? Who's the sexiest man on earth? After FONZI.
We're talking about clearly Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, let's go.
Canadian royalty.
Canadian. I feel he's like world royalty. Everybody loves Ryan Reynolds.
And obviously, like, this is super interesting, right? Not just by the fact of the immense amount of money that he just made and helped a ton of people, right? But is because a lot of it has been involved just in the marketing formula, right? Like here, the article clearly says, and this is taken from the newsletter, The Hustle. Shout out to our friends at The Hustle. It's when they acquired it, Ryan Reynolds, the backstory is that he has a production company called Maximum Effort, which we'll go in just a little bit. And part of his value added to these deals is that he brings the production company with him and they create these amazing things. So if you actually go to MaximumEffort.com, you're going to see what projects they're working on. And they produce movies all the way from, commercials all the way through, I think it was like Deadpool, Free Guy, Pokemon, like all these different things, right? So pretty awesome. It's a very high-end kind of thing, but again, pretty awesome strategy that they have. So I think it's super interesting that they were able to cash out. I was wondering, like, what is the strategy here? Why did he get this company? And clearly,
do you think he got it with that end in mind?
100%.
Yeah, you think he came in and was like, hey, look, this is the plan. I'm going to bring my big, massive personality into the business. We're going to leverage it and get a big, big audience. And then we're just going to sell this to the biggest network.
100%.
Yeah?
100%. I mean, Ryan Reynolds already, was a big actor, right? He knows the world. He knows how to communicate very efficiently. He is funny, right? Like, so he has his unique mechanism.
So much influence.
He has his mechanism, right? Yeah, his influence mechanism, right? And then he has a company on the back end that just blasts this all over the world, right? In many ways, so from social media all the way to big productions, right? And he's like, okay, well, that is how I can add value to this. So if they do that, then the company revenues go up and then they can do this move. So same thing with aviation and his gin company, right? Same thing. They were able to sell a stake of this for $600 million after he acquired this company and did all the marketing. And you'll see like this is pretty interesting, right? Because they cross-pollinate different things. So when they launched Deadpool, the movies, there was a lot of advertising with aviation gin inside of the Deadpool movies. Not only inside of the Deadpool movies, but they did YouTube clips promoting the movies with the aviation gin placed in there. So all these properties that seem random is owned by the same guys, and they product place them inside of their own properties, which is awesome, right? So
yeah, he's just using all the media to like raise his stake at all these different products.
Absolutely. So, Reynolds co-founded the production studio Maximum Effort with former 20th Century Fox executive George Dewey in 2018, right? They're building a production studio in Canada, and they're going to launch their own network inside of Fubo TV. And for those that are not familiar with Fubo TV, it's kind of like a Netflix, a Hulu type of deal for us. We watch it because all the soccer games are there. But they're also different channels that they've been.
Yeah, I wonder how do you categorize that? It's like a channel aggregator. It's like an online channel aggregator because you can watch like NBC Sports and then you can watch those in there, but you also got like USA.
It's like cable 2.0.
Yeah, exactly. It's like cable 2.0.
Yeah.
It's literally streaming cable.
Which, by the way, Maximum Effort owns a stake. So if you click the article there, it says that they were able to get $10 million in shares of Fubo TV with the deal of bringing the network inside of that. But clearly, why is Fubo doing this? Well, if Ryan Reynolds comes in, all the productions are streaming in their platform. There's going to be more users, more sales, and then it's going to increase the value, and then everybody gets rich, right? So
it says for unscripted content deal. I wonder what type of show they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, right. One of the points here is like, obviously, we all know, we've talked about Wrexham FC, which is a soccer club that he bought in England, or the football club that he bought in England. There might be an episode that we're going to dive deep into the content strategy and the results that they've done. But, right, he wants to do the same with a team in a hockey team in Canada.
In Venezuela?
Clearly.
A hockey team in Venezuela.
Yeah, he wants to do the same thing with a hockey team in Canada and do these docu-series about building a new stadium and the relationship with the players and all these things. And clearly this is entertaining, and they're probably going to bring this into their own network and exclusive rights.
It's interesting to see. Definitely the power of influence, I feel it is so strong on this. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely lots of lessons that we can learn and implement inside of our business. But think about it. He and the other guy, I forgot his name, they bought Wrexham, right? The football club in Wales,
2.5 million, by the way.
Yeah, and this is like a team in 5th or 6th division.
It's a fifth tier.
5th division team, and their games are streamed in ESPN. No other team in the 5th tier is being streamed on ESPN, but because of the fact that he got so much attention, obviously, through the docuseries, and because it's Ryan Reynolds investing in this team, right? Like, there's so much hype around it that they have a deal with ESPN. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, right? Like, his partner there, too, Rob McKinney, they're both, like, in this, like, scene. Rob is less known than Ryan in a sense, and they go about it on the show. It's pretty hilarious, but... Again, it's like they invested 2.5 million, right? And for reference, like a Premier League club is worth billions, right? If not more. So just it could be a perfect scenario. This team goes up 5 years in a row, right? It will
in 5 years. It could be an investment.
In 5 years, it could be a really good investment. This is depending on obviously the team results.
I think it's already a very good investment. They're first right now in their tier.
They're first or second, one or the other. But I mean, apart from that, right? They've acquired a bunch of sponsorship deals, right? The 3x increase in season ticket sales, and their social media has blown up. So I have the exact number. I just don't want to say it right now because that might be just one episode on this specific case study on how content and the power of distribution can do for your company. And clearly, this is it might be an outlier. It might be one of those things that happen once in a while. But I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned here, right? We talk a lot about the power of owning your own messaging, right? And this is what Ryan did. I just combined his name with his last name. This is what Ryan did, right? Like he created a production company that can support all these ideas, right? He clearly knows the industry. He partnered with an amazing person, an executive from a big network to create this. And now they have the tools and the skill set to then go and market, right? Put the attention and the eyes into these products that they're buying, right? Wrexham, for reference, is the third or the second oldest team in England, right? Or in Wales at this point, right? But it's they haven't gotten this much eyeballs or this many eyeballs. And the reason that happened is because Ryan has put in a conscious effort to do this to increase the value of that company, right? So again, super interesting. I just wanted to come in here and comment this because it's been in our radar for quite a while, and I think there's some principles that as a company you can take from this and be like, okay, well, if we own our own media side, right, and part of our message is, okay, if you're a media company, you have your capacity, you have your resources, can you build an internal team to actually, put your content on a rocket ship and take it and be very creative with it? What happens in the industry right now is that your company or the companies are focused on, let's say, the product, the customer experience, all this, and they see content or the agency work as an external arm of the company. So they go and they hire other people to do the work for them. So then these people come in and they do like the messaging and they work with them, and then there's a disconnect, right? The companies that really grab a lot of tractions are a company that are able to develop their own systems inside of their company to be able to manage this. Just kind of like what Ryan is doing. He's taking it to a whole new level where he's going and he's making these deals and acquiring products and acquiring other, stakes in other people's companies where they plug in their content generating machine, and then the value goes up and then he sells. So I think it's a genius move on how to utilize content at a very high level.
Yeah. Ryan is impressive.
You've been reading? What are you reading?
I'm reading a whole bunch of things about him. This guy is at another level. I still think, though, switch Ryan Reynolds for a well-known, actor, well-known person, but not at Ryan's level with the same exact, resources than he has. I still think they wouldn't be able to do the same. Just because of his level of influence, which is amazing. But at the same time, his understanding of media, like you were saying. He knows so much about the media world that at the end of the day, I think that's the value. I'm sure we haven't seen like the reports or anything on Mint on how many like clients they've acquired, like how big are they now, but they must be pretty big. But I'm pretty sure a big chunk of that deal has to do with media. We
go back to principles, right? And let's take the Wrexham example where they took this experience. Obviously, they purchased they purchased this team, and then they go and they create a docu-series where they sell to Hulu, right? Which is plugging into a network. We talk about this on the distribution channel,
They
right?
sold to FX.
FX, which is inside of the Hulu distribution channel, right? Hulu has a ton of eyeballs, right? It's there for a lot of people to watch. People watch it, they engage, right? Because there's a formula they use for the docu-series. And then guess what? Hulu also has a very key relationship with ESPN because they're all part of Disney, right? And then guess what? Now Wrexham is playing these cup games that ESPN decides to put on the US market, and is the most watched soccer game in history of ESPN Plus.
That's crazy.
So again, how do we thread the needle right through all these relationships?
I'm just gonna say ESPN Plus is the one that streams Barcelona games. So Wrexham has better numbers than Barcelona.
Hey, it was just one game, but wow, salty. All I'm saying is, like, what is the thread right through the network? And I think this is a topic that is super interesting, because on the 6 phases that we talk about all the time, right after production, we see distribution and the monetization, right? And then what most people think, and what most companies fail, is into that distribution side. It doesn't have to be, right? If we talk in the context of podcasting or social content, it doesn't need to be just organic posting. Like, how can we plug your message, or how can we plug our message into other distribution channels, other newsletters, right? Other podcasting networks, other content networks in general, right? How can we share that message to where I can develop one relationship that has access to many? And I think this, at a very, very high level, is what Ryan did with Wrexham on this case. And now that's leading, obviously, on the Mint side of things. They did something similar on the YouTube side with the ads and the funny formulas that they do to attract all those eyeballs and then cash in the deal. So again, a lot of elements that we can start thinking about. And I would encourage you, how can you take this case study now and apply it to your own company? What are the distribution channels that you're plugging your content into, right? Do you know where to go? So, in our world, with this is exactly what happened is with Content is Profit. We were not members of any networks whatsoever. We were an independent podcast, right? And then all of a sudden we were able to build this amazing relationship with a company called HubSpot. And then turns out that we now have an opportunity to distribute our content inside of their network. And that gave us access to distribution channels that we did not have access before. For example, yesterday we just had an interview with the great John Lee Dumas at Entrepreneurs on Fire at their podcast. And that's a massive podcast, is way bigger than ours. And that's a great opportunity for us. And then John is going to be coming to our podcast, Content is Profit. It might not be as big as him, but he might be able to inspire and motivate and, it's some of you that you're listening.
Yeah. I'm raising my hand, but I'm also giving a 5-minute warning because I have a hard cutoff.
I'm done. I'm done.
I want to share what it says here in this article, and I think it's really important. I think this paragraph that I'm about to read really illustrates these deals that he's been making, because one of the patterns is that it's not just him; like, he has a partner most of the times, right? So
Absolutely.
It says, yes, the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, they're interviewing him, and he says, yes, it's true. It is very expensive. I need a partner with really deep pockets. And then it says, according to Gary Osh, the Remington Group saw Reynolds on the vision they have to turn the franchise into a winner. Remington Group president Christopher Brady is leading the bid, the report said, but Reynolds would be the face of the Senators franchise and play a key role in the decision-making for the future of the club. So, yes, he obviously, I think strategically, Ryan must be a genius too. I'm sure he's just been involved with so many things even before he started his own company, that he has so much experience in this. But he is probably not the one that is just putting the capital in there. Just him being involved, right, makes him part of the deal. But just his involvement, he's literally putting the seal of approval in this project and on that team, and then things are going to explode. We need to find a way to get Ryan Reynolds seal of approval on the Content is Profit show. He's like, these guys are my favorite Venezuelan brothers.
What about the BIZBROS content network, or the A2C content network, or Content Momentum podcasting network?
Yes, I love it.
I think we got a new June 100 target. Ryan, we're coming after you. But anyways, again, where's the bucket, right? We talk about your attractive character and your authority, relevancy, and trust. Clearly, Ryan is at the top of that. So how can we replicate that into our companies? With that, guys, I think that's the episode. Let us know if you enjoy it in our social media channels at BIZBROS. And thank you so much for tuning into the Content is Profit podcast. Go ahead and follow the show in your favorite podcasting platform and on social media at BIZBROS.
That is Ryan Reynolds and my brother here help you move one step closer towards your goal. Please don't forget to share this episode, send Brian some love, and leave a 5-star review. See ya.
Bye, guys.